You may have heard of the Dalek Time Controller, one of the most recognisable individual Daleks of Doctor Who's expanded media. However, did you know that the Time Controller was actually the first of a whole subspecies of time-sensitive Daleks, one of which served during the Time War as the Dalek Time Strategist? The Dalek Time Strategists were originally created by the Dalek Time Controller during his exile from the Dalek timeline during the Eminence War. These Daleks were intended to be the Time Controller's personal army. After being infected by retrogenitor particles and expelled from the Dalek timeline, the Time Controller set up shop in Montmartre, Paris in 1921. During the events of the audio story The Monster of Montmartre, the Dalek Time Controller abducts artists, criminals and other creative minds to transform into a new caste of time-sensitive Daleks that will allow him to usurp the Dalek Supreme and become the ruler of the Daleks. As part of this scheme, the Dalek Time Controller marries Adelaine Dutton, a Dalek duplicate who was tasked with seducing and kidnapping various creators from across Paris to be transformed into Daleks. Although the 8th Doctor is able to defeat the Dalek Time Controller, Dutton is transformed into a Dalek Time Strategist, and this specific individual Time Strategist would go on to become one of the highest ranking Daleks during the Time War. This particular Dalek Time Strategist donned a distinctive purple casing, similar to that of the Dalek Time War era Dalek Supreme casings, but with elements of the early Dalek time controlling device incorporated into its casing. This Time Strategist faced the War Doctor on several occasions, and also developed a rivalry with Time Lord Cardinal Illustra, one of the leading figures in the Time Lord war effort. During the Time War, this strategist was involved in several schemes, including working with a version of the Master from an alternate universe to prevent the War Master from rewriting Dalek history, and attempting to erase Earth from the timeline to prevent the Doctor from meeting many of his most important companions. The Time Strategist, along with Illustra, was briefly captured by Sontaran General Fesk of the 8th Battle Fleet, and personally faced the 8th Doctor and the War Doctor during various confrontations across the complex history of the Time War. The ultimate fate of the Dalek Time Strategist is unknown. It is possible that this unique Dalek leader escaped the Time War somehow, or that its temporally sensitive nature meant that it was forever trapped in the conflict. Whatever this Dalek's ultimate fate is, it is inevitable that it will appear again to antagonize the heroes of the Time War. What do you think of the Dalek Time Strategist? Have you listened to any of the audio stories in which this particular Dalek appears? Let me know in the comments below.